What's up, guys? It's Halloween Hunters here, and today is going to be the first day of working on the 97 hearse. So this has the notoriously bad North Star engine in it, but it's not a stock North Star. This North Star was rebuilt. This is not the original North Star. It's a rebuilt North Star from 2016. This is when it was put in. So, I haven't taken the heads off yet, but I'm guessing because this is such a newer North Star rebuild, this has it. I don't know why it wouldn't have the North Star Performance head stud kit. I haven't checked yet, but it should. I think any mechanic who would be rebuilding a North Star would have to use those head studs. And for the price that was paid to get this engine built, I'm pretty sure they did, because it's a job rethreading and doing the North Star stud kit. But I checked the oil and it doesn't look bad at all. It actually looks pretty good. It's at the right level and it does not look creamy. It looks like new oil, so that's good. And I checked the coolant level and the coolant level is good. So it's not burning coolant, which means the head gasket should be good. But we have low compression in just one cylinder. That also tells me that it's not a head gasket. But I'm going to add this Restore engine restoring lube, and this will, it does something with the like lining and getting in your rings or something. Not too sure, but I saw videos on YouTube and everybody said this is a great product and it works really well, and I've seen some good tests. Shake well before using, add to engine oil, use it every oil change. Pretty simple. So you have to buy it for your engine also. So this says 8-cylinder. They make I think they make a 4, 6, and an 8. But we're gonna shake this in and pour it in. I'd wear gloves because it says not to get this on your hands or face or anything like that. So I'm just wearing my welding gloves real quick. So I'm gonna pour this in. The battery's still charging, so I don't know if the car will actually start yet. But we're gonna pour this in. We're gonna run this engine with this in it for a while, and maybe we will try driving it again. And if you saw the last video, you know that because of the low compression, this car was dying when you would stop. So hopefully this solves the problem, at least temporarily, or at least good enough for me to drive it every so many days if I feel like cruising this car around. So let's get to it. Alrighty, so we poured the whole can of stuff into the oil. I just got it jump started with the truck because this battery thing is not doing the job. Started right up, and now I'm just gonna let that stuff kind of go through the engine for a while before I try putting it into gear to see if it'll die again. Still sounds a little airy, so I'm gonna just let this thing go through the system. I'll leave the car running for a little while, at least 10-15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes of letting it run. Let the oil stuff kind of slosh around, let it go through, let it get in the cylinders, let it go through the lifters and the cam and all that stuff. So we'll see how it does, and then after about 20 minutes, we'll put it in drive and see if it dies on us again. Alrighty, guys, so back under this caddy, and I did pour that stuff in that I was talking about, that I showed you, and it didn't really seem to help at all. I ran the car for a while. It was blowing some white smoke. It was burning a little oil because adding that, I guess, was too much. So I drained some out, about as much as what was in the can. So hopefully that starts to seal a little bit, but it didn't seem like it was doing too much. So as far as sealing for me. So I did some more research and came across this problem. And look at that. These things, these PCV valve elbows can get cracked and leak air, causing misfires. and I found a video online of somebody with the same engine as me having a misfire on their cylinder 1, and mine is messed up on 5, same side. And this goes right here, this PCV valve cover elbow. So I went to the store. The closest I could find is this one, so we're gonna try this one. And unfortunately I can't start the car right now because it's, you know, it doesn't start unless I jump it because I need a new battery. My dad's truck is in the way, so I won't be able to bring my truck in here to jump it. So for you guys it won't take long, but for me I gotta do it tomorrow morning. But let's put this elbow on, see how it works. Thank God it fits beautifully. It's perfect size. So if you guys need one of these, here's the part number. I got this at Napa. That's the part number. It came with 2 little pieces of rubber here. But here you go, guys. This is a 1997 Cadillac DeVille V8. This is the 4.6 or 4.7-ish. And if your piece is broken right there, like this, like mine is all cracked, all on the inside, the whole side there, bam, this one works beautifully. Fits perfect. So that'll give us a nice strong seal. I gotta screw this back on. You don't have to take this off to actually get to it. This goes about right over here. But I was just looking at other stuff too. So, and on some, I noticed some North Stars, this PCV goes under here and it'll crack inside there. That one's a little bit harder to get. You have to take the fuel rail off. But for my year, it goes around to the front where the intake is. Now, I noticed that the guy online was saying that he only was having misfiring at idle, and so do I. It's only popping, being weird when it's idling, but when I give it gas, it sounds like it's running fine. So hopefully this is the fix. This was $8 for this little part. So tomorrow morning I will be out here and we're gonna jump it again and see how it sounds, see how it feels. And if that fixed the problem, I am gonna say hallelujah. That would be amazing. The oil level's good. I put in that sealer stuff. This battery is dead because it is not taking a charge at all. So I'm gonna go get a new one. If that elbow is the problem. So see you guys in the morning. We'll get this thing started again. Good morning, hunters. We're back out here with the lack. And I've been doing some more research. And we also need to try to start it and see how it does with our new PCV elbow. But I was doing some more research and I don't know if I see it. It might be fixed on this model year North Star, because this North Star is a little bit newer than some of the ones I've seen online. There's a throttle body rubber piece right here that normally cracks, but on this engine I don't see it. On some other people online I saw it, and it cracks right there between your intake and, well, your throttle body, I guess. And that cracks, but I'm looking on mine now and I don't see that rubber piece, so maybe this is a later model North Star and that problem's fixed. But we did have the vacuum line that was cracked, so we fixed that. I don't see any rubber on this part of the intake. That's all plastic, so it should be good. What I did notice is this piece here. It's like another vacuum line piece with a sensor on it, and this has 2 open ports that are not doing anything, so I'm not sure about that. Not sure where that goes. What the hell that does, but it's got a sensor on it, so that could mess something up. I'm gonna screw this back in and then we'll start this thing. I've let it charge all night. Still not fully charged. I don't think it'll start with the battery, so we'll have to jump it again. But let me screw that back in. We'll start it and see if it idles any better now that we replaced this elbow. Okay, so it actually started with the battery, so that's good. I didn't have to jump it. I'm still getting the steering system. It says change engine oil. I checked the oil level, looks good. And it does sound to be running a little better. It sounds a lot better, actually. Oh, there's that popping again. Actually, that little popping might be our steering pump. Yeah, that popping or whatever, I thought that was cylinder, but I think that helped us right there. I think that little rattling is coming from over here. It's one of the pumps. Yeah, okay, look. I know it's hard to hear me. The belt, if you look at it, the belt is perfectly smooth. When you start hearing that little pop, 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 the belt starts shaking. That's strange. Well, I'm gonna turn this off. And then take these off. And it's doing that little popping noise very consistently. It's like it pops for like 3-5 seconds, then it stops, it runs good, and then it pops again for a few seconds. Uh-oh. So charging it all night did help. It started on its own. But that little noise is not what I thought it was. It's over here. Let's close the hood. Move this. Got to put back on if everything works, if everything's good. Check the exhaust. Nothing abnormal in the exhaust. Just looks normal. Now it says steering system and change oil. That's the only things that are coming up. Still a little bit rough at idle. Oh, it wants to die. So it still kind of wants to die. When you're on the brake, it's weird. It kind of still wants to die when you come to a complete stop and you're not, like I'm in park right now, so the engine can idle high. And same in neutral, but when you're in reverse or something, or like if you were driving down the street and you stopped at a red light, I'll show you. We'll go to driving, come to a red light, police stop, and she idles very slow. She wants to die. Open the door so I could hear. Very slow idle. This is where I kind of need somebody in the car holding the brake while I'm under the hood listening. I wish it showed me the RPMs. Okay. Dang. I'm trying to go from high to low RPMs here. Headlamp suggested. Whoa. Like, part of me really wants to drive it, try driving it. The other part of me is scared that it's gonna die and get stuck. Because it's still kind of poppy. Let me move my truck and we'll just do a little test. Service, steering system. Oh God. Well, I'm trying to drive it fast and come to complete stops to see if it dies when I idle like it was before. And it's doing a lot better. Okay, y'all, I moved my truck. Let's go for a little cruise and hope for the best that she doesn't die on us. I only got 16 gallons of gas left. Uh-oh. God dang it. Just gonna have to hold this. Service engine soon. Coming to a full stop and she's still running. A little rough, but still running. Definitely not running perfect yet, but she is running. The only engine lights coming on says steering system. I'm probably gonna just go straight into my front yard because I need to put air in the tires. Do a fat U-turn in a hearse. Oh shit. Steering's a little rough, so I think it does need a new power steering pump. gonna try pulling in the driveway real quick because I need to put some air in these tires. And hit the brakes, and it's not dying, so that's good. Okay guys, so she's drivable. Smells a little bit. I don't know what it smells like though, I can't really tell. But I gotta put some air in the front tires. But I don't want to shut the car off. Alright, I'm gonna put air in these tires. Well, it is blowing a little bit of white smoke, but it's very faint. It smells like oil smoke, which is not good. I'm driving it around the block right now. I don't really see any smoke, but it smells a little oily. Could be the bad rings in that cylinder 5, burning more oil than it should. We need to do a oil change for sure with some more sealer. It keeps beeping at me to service the engine. Or maybe it's beeping because I'm not wearing a seatbelt. Alright baby, come on, make it up this hill. I'm gonna park it in the backyard now because I don't want to push my luck. You know, it's fun to drive, but it smells a little oily. I mean, the funeral home was just driving this for a service like a week ago before it died on them, and then they just stopped driving it after that. But like I said, a little bit of smoke, not running perfect, don't want to push my luck. So we're gonna go park it right now in the backyard. Okay guys, so I was going through some stuff. I was checking everything. The AC works amazing, actually. I turned it on, I put it super cold, and it blows ice cold, which is cool. But then I went through info, and I found the RPMs, and it's idling like pretty much perfect. As you see now, a little bit of a high spot. But it looks like it's idling pretty good. Let's see what other info's on here. Battery volts, that's pretty good for running. Coolant temp, 215, okay, that's good. So it's not overheating. You know, at first I thought we got a real junker, but now it's not looking as bad since we fixed that little piece. I think we could fix a couple other little things and we might be good to go. Oil life, 0%, okay. We'll do an oil change soon. I don't know how true this is. It says we only get 2.3 miles per gallon. That ain't right. Average miles per hour, that's because I haven't driven it anywhere. But the RPMs looks good. Let's rev it. Now it's a little low. Uh-oh, that ain't good. Come on, come back to 1,000. Oh, now she's being a little shaky. See, that's low. We need to be at about 1,000. A little over 1,000 is normal. So she was doing really good until I gave it gas. Let's see if we put the AC on again. Okay, there she goes. Now she's back up to normal RPMs. AC blows out of all the vents and it's ice cold. This is dope. See, this is why this would be a fun hearse, because The other hearse don't have AC, it doesn't have heat. Now it's idling good again. Turn the AC off. No, it's idling good now. That's kind of cool. I found that little thing. I don't know what this one is. Metric. Oh, metric and standard. Trip, timer, resets. Average miles per gallon. Range. Because I have 123 miles left, I'm guessing, on 16 gallons. Now it's idling pretty good again. Now it's idling like a real car. But if I give it gas, after you give it gas, it goes down a little bit. You know what? That could also be a fuel problem. There could be a little bit of, I still think there's a vacuum leak somewhere else. Because, let me pump the brake. Let me push the brake. Nothing happened in here. And the brakes go between being soft and stiff every once in a while. But it's not, I don't think it's a pad issue or anything like that, or a fluid issue. I think it's a vacuum issue. So I think if we could fix a couple engine vacuum problems that I haven't found yet, that I think that might be around. But give me my info again. Okay, RPMs are good. All right, guys, we made it back. She bottomed out again a little. Oh shit, what is that? Oh, that's just the cap for something. Thought I blew something off. So, okay, so she runs and drives. It's definitely not running and driving perfect. It needs a little something. I think it needs a new power steering pump for sure. We gotta do an oil change, and then depending how well it's driving, I might take it to my mechanic shop and have him look at it and do a code reading and check the compression in the cylinders to see if it really is a low compression in that cylinder, or if it's more of a vacuum leak problem still. There might still be. I'm gonna roll this window up. So the window works good as long as there's, battery in the car. Okay. Not a bad maiden voyage. It was a little scary, but she runs and drives, and it didn't die on me. Thank Jesus. Add a little bit more dirt here so it doesn't bottom out. I think it's just bottoming out on the exhaust, so that's not too bad. Whew, I think that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Let me pop the hood again. That was fun. It was a fun little maiden voyage. I don't like breathing in fumes. It wasn't too fumey. It smelled a little oily, which I think is which is probably better than smelling like coolant. I guess. Well, knowing that the North Stars are known for head gasket leaks and overheating, it doesn't look like we're doing any overheating. Obviously not gonna check any of the coolant system now because it's all hot, but that little vacuum line elbow we fixed definitely helped, because since we changed that, it has not died on us. And it started on its own this morning with the full charge. Let's just try starting it again and see if it starts, just to see. Oh, look at that, it started right up. Well, that's good. That's awesome. It started right up. Hopefully the battery holds that charge. I was charging it all night. if it doesn't hold the charge, we might have a alternator problem. I hear a leak. You know where I think there's a leak? Potentially? Is in the brake booster. Because the brakes are not feeling great. Which leads me to believe there might be a little bit of a vacuum leak for the brakes. And the brakes do affect driving. As you see, the brake booster line goes right there. I don't see any cracks in it. I like how it's a specialty line too. It goes like all those bends to make it right there. But there are so many little lines, little rubber lines in here that have such specific bends. You know, if just one of those is cracked, could potentially lead to something. Uh-oh, what's this? I see a little something over here. I can't tell if that's a leak or not. I don't really want to touch it. I can't tell. I don't think it's a leak. It doesn't look like it. No, it just looks like old paint. Never mind. Thought I saw a little leak right there for a second. Maybe a leak right here on cylinder 1. I don't want to touch it though, the thing's hot. But whoever painted the valve covers on these didn't use the right paint because it is just baked off. And that little ticking like sound was coming from here, which means it could be power steering problem because that could be affecting something over here too. Not likely, but it's possible. It's crazy how the belts go on these newer engines. Freaking around and that way and that way and that way and this way and that way. It's crazy. All right, guys, so shoot, I don't know what else to do in this video. I got to put more air in the tires because I didn't want to leave the car up there running, waiting for the compressor to air up, just in case it died. I didn't want to run out of gas. There's only like, there's 16 gallons in it. That's good for a while, but didn't want it to die up there or just be throwing smoke for a while. So, like I said, the smoke is not bad. It smells a little oily and no overheating problems. So I'm guessing we could still have low compression in one of these cylinders, probably 5 like they said. If I can get it running good enough to get it to the mechanic shop, I'll do that, and I'll have him do a compression test and put the code reader and scan it and see what's coming up on there. I think I'll put this protective bar back on, the cross member. So I think that's gonna do it, guys. You guys got to see the maiden voyage of the new 97 hearse. And you know, I would like to keep this car for a while. Obviously I'll probably sell it eventually, just because, you know, I would rather buy an older hearse, or I've been really wanting a Chevy Nova between 68 and 72. And so maybe I could trade this for a Nova or sell this and then buy a Nova. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but it's very clean. Like if we get the engine running right, this could go back in the service for sure. This could go right back to a funeral home and be used again. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. There will be more updates on this car as we do stuff to it, as we get it running better. But thank you guys so much for watching. Keep hunting for Halloween stuff, and I'll catch you all next time.